Hello, class, and welcome to week 8 of Child Abuse and Neglect. It is our last week of the course. This course has been such a great opportunity for me to get to know each and every one of you, and I really appreciate the work that you have done. It also has taught me, some things where I can improve and things that I can do to make the course more interactive and things like that for future students. So on that same note, I do want to say, remember to complete your course evaluations. As I mentioned in the previous announcement or in the previous lecture video, that if you guys submit the course evaluations and send me a screenshot of that, I will be offering extra credits. So once I get that email, I'll ask you exactly where you want those points and things like that, and then I'll give you your extra credit for that assignment. So that is specifically, of course, for those that are listening to the lecture videos. And send me that screenshot of their finished or completed course evaluation. So this lecture will be really brief because I do want to give you time for your capstone assignment. So this week, of course, you'll have your capstone assignment due. That assignment is due this Friday. So let me pull up the calendar so you guys... You might not be able to see this, but it is due Friday the 20th. So make sure that you are getting those assignments in. I do not want you to lose points and fail the course if you do not submit that by midnight on Friday. So yeah, that is pretty much all I wanted to talk to you about. You have a couple readings, but the main focus for this week, of course, is the capstone. So you'll have to read chapters 12, which is on personal implications for therapists, as well as this article on countertransference and sexual abuse. So wait a minute, I do want to talk a little bit about this because this is a big topic that can arise whenever you are treating clients. So the main thing, whenever I was in you guys' shoes a little over 5 years ago when I went to Cal Baptist, was that we were required to sit down and have therapy sessions to resolve any possible countertransference that we might encounter during therapy and things like that. And it was very helpful, I believe. I'm not sure if they still do that, but I feel like it was very helpful for me personally, a survivor of domestic violence. I was in a domestic violence relationship in high school for about 3 years. It wasn't physical, but it was a lot of emotional and verbal things. So my trigger going into therapy is, of course, meeting with clients that may have a domestic violence past, and my emotional triggers specifically. But luckily through the therapy and, going for coursework, it really helps. And at first I was like, I don't want to go to therapy. It seems weird. That sounds kind of crazy, being that I wanted to be a therapist. But I think that it was really an eye-opener for me. So I do encourage you guys to seek therapy for your own possible countertransference and acknowledge that and explore those things that may come up in therapy, whether that's for me, domestic violence in my past, or if you have family members who struggle with substance abuse, and that may be a trigger for you, or if you have family members or friends that struggle with mental health. Those things are triggers, and in order for us to provide the best care for our clients, we need to be aware of those, acknowledge them, and find ways to overcome them. So we're not passing that countertransference off on our clients. So this is a very big topic, countertransference specifically for sexual abuse. And that can be seen in many ways too. And you may not have any experience with sexual abuse or sexual trauma, but if you're meeting with clients and you may have preconceived notions or biases that you're unaware of when it comes to sexual violence specifically. There's one of my peers didn't really have any experience with sexual violence or sexual abuse or anything like that. However, they, similarly to what society believes that women are, or specifically for this course, children are, raped by strangers, or a rapist jumps out of the bushes and rapes women, or 9 times out of 10 it's by someone you don't know. But historically speaking, once you're speaking of statistics, children and women and men and everyone, basically, sexual abuse occurs from someone that they know. So that's important to think about when you may have these specific biases, whether that's women shouldn't be out late at night, or they shouldn't have skimpy clothes on, or things like that. So these are things that need to be addressed and approached in the correct way, and not be questioning. And I think that it's often hard when we have these preconceived notions or biases when we're meeting with clients, to not question them or judge them without even trying, if that makes sense. So it's important to address these things that may possibly be triggers for you all. So this is a great article. I wasn't planning on talking about it, but I think it's a great area for you guys to talk about and think about and consider for your future coursework. So that's all I wanted to talk about for that. And lastly, of course, I mentioned the critical assignments. So like I mentioned before, this is due on Friday as a reminder. So I will be grading that on Fridays, and no, I will not be leaning on the submission time. So I believe I went over this last week. So of course it will be the 20-slide presentation. You need a minimum of 10 peer-reviewed sources. The sections of your PowerPoint should be titled with these headers: introduction, child abuse overview, primary, secondary, tertiary interventions, discussion, and of course you won't need a slide style. That will be throughout the presentation. And as I mentioned before, if you follow this rubric, you'll be just fine. Also to note, make sure that you are citing every single slide, whether that's at the bottom of the slide or within the text of the slide. That's very important, so you are not plagiarizing any work. Also, you have to submit it in 2 locations, so you'll have to submit it in your critical assignment location as well through TaskStream, and this walks you through. So of course, and you have to submit it through here, this portal here, and through TaskStream. Here and here are the 2 places. It may look different on your computer screen, but that's just where it should be. So I believe that's pretty much it that I want to talk about this week. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to reach out to me in regards to this week's assignment. And I wish you all the best of luck. And as I mentioned before in the announcement, I'm really grateful that I got to work with you all, and I learned from your perspectives, your feedback, your thoughts, and I really appreciated reading you guys' work and working with you throughout the course. And I hope you take away a couple key pieces from the course that can help you in your future careers, your personal lives, things like that. So with that being said, until we meet again, I hope you guys have a great Christmas holiday and enjoy the much needed time off with your friends and family. And I will talk to you when I do. Bye.